Hello, I am Prophet Ron Dwayne with your recording from the house on Friday, June 29th or 30th, 2018. This video is created for purpose of letting our special agent in charge, Perry K. Turner of the Houston FBI, to put you, sir, on official and legal notice that come July 16, 2018, Brandy Brene Charles and I, Prophet Ronald Dwayne Whitfield, shall self-impose a food and water strike, exercising our right to peacefully assemble and petition the federal government for a redress of our grievances against, among others, Texas State District Judge John H. Phillips or John F. Phillips, Savannah Johnson of CPS, Myron Evans of CPS, Rachel Johnson of the Harris County Attorney's Office in the capacity as an assistant attorney, and the Harris County attorney himself, Mr. Vince Ryan, by not eating and drinking water in front of the People's Building under the control of the federal government known as the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Having place you on official notice by putting this on YouTube and Facebook, and also by sending you in the United States mail restricted delivery. And I will call Assistant Special Agent Mark Webster, who would come out from my last food and water strikes, to check on me, make sure I was okay. And I appreciate you doing that, sir. I really do, and of course you know I do. I will call him to ensure that this is brought to your attention, because you are the head official for the federal government in charge of the FBI in the city of Houston. Head person in charge. Now, the reason for this imposed food and water strike is already known to the FBI in Houston. I don't know what they have done, if anything, with your official complaints that I have been bringing to your office. You were in office from 2015, from the time that I started bringing in person my complaints, and I've called the Inspector General's office of the United States Department of Justice, and I've called the Special Litigation Civil Rights Division of the United States Justice Department, and I have been informed, and I also have the recording to substantiate it, that they have not received a complaint from you guys since I think I was told 2008, when I was still in hell in the Texas prison system. So that means that someone in the FBI, maybe one of Obama's holdover, is obstructing justice. So now I'm putting this video out, and I'm going to ask all viewers to save it and to share it and to make sure, assist me, keep it out there. I'm going to video record me delivering this, paying postage at the United States Postal Service on tomorrow, them taking possession of it, the envelope, placing you on official notice of this document. And it reads in the caption as this: it has been filed in the First Court of Appeals of Texas on June 28, 2018, in the First Court of Appeals of Texas, docket numbers 01-18-00311 CV and 01-17-00369 CV. And it reads at the top, status of case, wife's trial lawyer was video recorded as being too busy gambling to withdraw and have twice, or rather, it's hard to see this, so I'll put it back later. So it says, well, I should be able to read. I want to make this, has to be done very correctly. Status of case, wife's trial lawyer was video recorded, too busy gambling to withdraw and have trial judge appoint another counsel to file motions for new trial with combined statement of points for specific findings of fact and conclusions of law, and so forth. So Brandy did so herself. Timely motions are pending for new trial, etc. Now, sir, it also has the conjunction with Federal Bureau of Investigation. In the caption, it reads, Ronald Dwayne Whitfield and Brandy Brene Charles emergency motions for rehearing or reconsideration and for rehearing en banc, and demand for hearing be heard on same. Substantive and procedural due process grounds. An official notice that the Houston FBI has stated that if the allegations against Judge John Phillips be true, then he has committed crimes described by Title 18, USC Sections 241 and 242, and notice to Houston FBI in Washington, D.C., that we guarantee you that beginning on July 16, 2018, we shall self-impose both a food and water strike at Houston FBI in protest to Judge John Phillips and all the others whom have openly and secretly violated the federal criminal laws. Justice Higley, please stop committing the federal criminal offense called obstruction of justice. This is just the first page. This will be coming to you in the mail. Mr. Perry K. Turner, in the first week of May of this year, 2018, my wife Brandy Charles and I came to your office. And we were interviewed in the complaint room. There, I presented to the duty special agent that day, on-duty special agent that day, a written formal complaint. He accepted it and took it upstairs. This complaint brings an official complaint against, among others, Texas State District Judge John F. Phillips for violating Title 18, United States Code Section Title 18, United States Code Sections 241 and 242. If true, these alleged crimes are offenses or crimes against the United States of America. We just happen to be the object. The crimes are prosecuted in the name of the United States of America versus John F. Phillips and the remainder of the rest of these alleged criminals. Now, the special duty agent that day, and let me say this under perjury, pursuant to Title 28, United States Code Section 1746, Subdivision 2, where it relates to crimes, affidavit rather, made in the United States. I think I don't have to rush doing this. I think my phone will allow me to make this video without cutting off like it used to do. This is a new phone. Now, under Title 18, under Title 28, United States Code, Section 1746, Subdivision 2, I, Ronald Dwayne Whitfield, a natural individual, God created, not a person, but an individual. I'm using legal terms of art when used in the law, so that you will know that I'm not naive to what's going on here. I know I am God created, and I know my rights come from God, not man. Now, we on the same page. Say that I am a individual of sound mind, competent to make the allegations material that I'm about to state to you. And I say that they are true, correct, and are not misleading. On this day, in May of 2018, I believe it was the first week of May, when my wife and I came to the Houston FBI at 1 Justice Park Drive, we discussed the matter when I delivered the complaint official for presenting to the FBI for investigating and getting to the United States Attorney for taken to a grand jury for indictments against Texas State District Judge John Phillips and others. He told my wife that everything I had told her was true. That if the allegations that I made against Judge John Phillips be true, then the FBI does have jurisdiction to investigate, and that the judge has violated the laws as set out in that complaint, which I just cited. In general and in short, if you don't have journal, you're just a special agent. You're not an attorney that I know of. You're an agent. I'm saying what I'm getting at is that I don't expect you to know like I know the law. So, but you do have attorneys that can substantiate, as I've had an FBI attorney in Houston in the past, in 2015, get on the phone with me and admit to me that if what I'm saying is true, it is an offense against the United States of America. Now, the United States Department of Health and Human Service will tell you that in a CPS matter, the very first step in the process is for an initial hearing. My child on Sunday, May 7th of 2017 was kidnapped, not just seized and removed. He was kidnapped by persons acting under color of law. They just happened to be, however, working for the City of Houston Police Department and for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Service. Under Texas Family and Protective Service, Section 262.104, subsection A, subdivision 2 or B, the only way that persons acting under color law as the police and this CPS investigator, Paul Gonzalez, can enter my house, your house, and anyone else's house in the United States without a warrant from a judicial officer such as a judge or magistrate, is that they obtain my consent, your consent, or someone else's consent who has authority to consent. Or there is an emergency. An emergency I've given the FBI and others is where the Twin Towers were blown up. They planted bombs up in the motherfucker, and they blew up. So the government, the firefighters, they didn't know what was going on at the time. They run up in there to rescue people. I can hear the bombs when I'm listening to it on YouTube. So I know a bomb when I hear one. I'm hearing a boom going off. Well after the planes, So now what I'm getting at is they ran into the buildings that were struck and with the intent to not commit an offense but to rescue people. They did not need, as you know, a warrant to go in, as they would otherwise if the building were closed or they had no permission. When CPS come in here, you hear me in a video tell you do not have consent to go into my house. They come in here anyway. The only way that they can come in here unless my child, under federal law and Texas law, was that my child, at the time that they entered into my house, there was an emergency going on right now, and therefore they had no time to obtain a warrant to come in here and take. This is what, it's not about whether or not the allegations, they are false. This is not whether or not my child was assaulted at a hospital. This is about whether or not you can come into my motherfucking house and take him without an emergency or a court order and the law and the Fifth Circuit. People, and Mr. K. Turner, let me not get excited for no reason. At this time, it's best because I need to address the American people and the world anyway, so y'all don't get the wrong impression about who I am. I was raised by a brilliant judge from the age of 7, and he was 73, and I met him in 1973. Therefore, he was born on November 2nd, 1900 in Dallas, Texas, and made Houston his own. Now, people, I will address that in a separate video, I'm sure. In a case called Gates versus Texas Department of Family and Protective Service, 537 F 3D, page 404, Fifth Circuit, 2008. That court not only told Texas and other states subject to the territorial jurisdiction of the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit that from this day on, if you go into someone's house unlawfully without a warrant, their consent or his or her consent or an emergency and remove their child or children, you get no immunity from liability in a action brought against you. You will not be protected from monetary damages. Now, the court opinion also told Texas that when you go into someone's house without a warrant, you have Texas, the 4th Amendment and the 14th Amendment calls for what is called a hearing, an initial hearing. You have to have this hearing because you have violated the 4th Amendment. But if you can justify, guess who created justification? God. If you can justify that at the time you went into someone's house and removed their child or children, then there is no crime here. There's no liability. There's no criminal offense. There's no civil liability here. Texas did not conduct that initial hearing. The FBI special agent told my wife, now, if he has signed an order stating that he conducted this initial hearing, whereas in fact he did not, then yes, he will have committed fraud upon the court. He will have committed a federal offense as described by Title 18, United States Code, Section 242. Now, what's your mother's phone number? My mother went to court. You will see and hear my mother in a video already been posted on YouTube. They see Mr. Turner. CPS just can't take your child from you, regardless. If they take him from me or my wife, however, they have to try to prevent or eliminate the need to remove a child. In this case, my mother was trying to get the child. They lied in the affidavit saying that they tried to prevent the need and to eliminate the need, but the video disproves that damn lie. I'm like Martin Luther King. I studied Martin Luther King's books. I already know the allegations are false. So therefore, I have personal knowledge that the allegations are false. So because I have personal knowledge that the allegations are false, I'm not supposed to let my mother get my child. I'm not going for no bull crap. Nobody gets our child other than my wife and myself because God gave him to us to raise up. Now, he had been telling my mother that he was trying to give her the child. I made them arrest me first because it's a reason behind it. You'll eventually find out later. It's a reason I'm going to make them arrest me. Because like I just told you, I already know they don't have a warrant. They don't have an emergency. They have no probable cause. I know the allegations are false. The person who investigated the case told his supervisor, Tanya Johnson, that the allegations were false, that he had reviewed for 4 hours. He's going back and forth, pleading with his supervisor, Tanya Johnson. When we subpoena in court the police body cameras, when we go to court and he will testify, and if the FISA court, if we have to obtain the telephone conversation because they're recorded, then you will hear what I tell you is true. He let me speak with her, and I told her, give me a legal reason. And I told her what a reason is by definition. Now, speeding on alone. The only way, again, I'm getting a little excited and I'm trying to calm down here, but Texas law set forth the conditions that Texas authorizes an officer that has authority to enter my home. Condition 2 would be applied here. In this case, he had to, Paul Gonzalez, corroborate the allegations of child abuse before he could remove my child. His affidavit does not corroborate anything. He does not want to remove my child. He's telling his supervisor there's no child abuse here. But I'm trying to put emphasis on the fact that Texas law, the conditions set out in his affidavit show that there was no emergency. He could not corroborate anything. Now, as to the referral portion of his indictment, that is hearsay. They cannot come out and take your child or your baby or children based on an anonymous tip. They don't know if this is true or not. That's what the Fifth Circuit opinion and Gates tell you. Those allegations are rarely ever true. The court will tell you. If my child had been assaulted or physically abused at the hospital, the investigator has no personal knowledge of that. So he cannot act upon something he has no knowledge about. But what he can do is come out and investigate. Now, if I had admitted that I done this, then he could remove my child based upon a risk of further, notice the word I use, further abuse, of risk, on the risk component. But as far as what happened at the hospital, he has no private knowledge. So when he come out here, he checked for baby food, he checked for baby crib, he checked for the cleanliness of the house, and in his affidavit he tells, and he looked for signs of physical or mental abuse or neglect. None of that. That's in his affidavit. When I gave him my cell phone, because I told him I was recording, when he looked at this. So here, now look at it, people. You have CPS. He's out here on the scene. Tanya Johnson is somewhere at home, or wherever she was. He's telling her, I'm right here, I get first-hand knowledge. There was no child abuse. Not only is the child not in imminent danger or immediate danger right now, but also even the referrals are untrue. He is telling her that. That's why he was out here 5 hours. 1 hour investigating, 4 hours trying to convince her there's no child abuse here. Finally, he gave in, took my child, and he told my mother, you will see or hear him in a video telling my mother that we're all going to be in court on Monday, which was then the next day, and we're all going to go before a judge, and you might can get the child then. But before they arrested me, they may now I'm not going after Paul Gonzalez because he and I are Donald Trump support, not because we're Donald Trump supporters, but because he was a man of integrity. You have to look at the affidavit. The whole document, this style affidavit, is not all Paul Gonzalez. Only the portion where it says investigation. All that other language in there, that's from the Harris County attorney. All of those are boilerplate. They all read the same way. They do it this way so that the affidavit will meet all the criteria as required by law. So the investigative section of it is his own words and his own investigation. And in his investigation, he made clear there's no child abuse here. And the only reason why that he says that he is removing my child from his home and from his parent is not because which Texas law requires and the federal constitution requires, was any immediate danger. There was no danger to my child's health and safety. The police body camera showed me going back and forth in the house every 10 to 15 minutes checking on my child because the child cannot be left unattended for longer than, I believe, 15 minutes under Texas law. Damn Texas law. I got to check on my child whether the law is in effect or not. That's just the way we roll here. Now, keeping it staying on point. On Monday, May 8th, 2017, Special Agent Turner, my mother arrived at court around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'll get the Pacific time from her. She said it was early. She wanted to be there from the beginning because she don't know how this process works. So knowing her, I won't say she arrived at 10. I'll ask her again. She told me early. Since court starts at 9, knowing my mama was there at 9 o'clock. So my mother was there from 9 o'clock all the way until she left, which was after 2 o'clock. Now, I went to jail. I got out of jail the next day. The judge found no probable cause existed for my arrest, thereby finding no probable cause for them to remove my child. I got the order for no probable cause. I want her to get to court and tell the judge what these doggone people done the night before. Now, by the time Paul Gonzalez completed his paperwork to present to the Harris County attorney, so that the Harris County attorneys paralegal could draft the petition and it be signed by an assistant attorney, it shows the petition to terminate our parental child rights was filed at exactly 1:52:42 p.m. But so were orders granting CPS our parental not terminating, but giving CPS everything. In other words, the judge's name appears on a void order. It's already void because it was filed at the same time that the petition was filed. You cannot file a proposed order. An order cannot be filed before it has been signed, and that's what has happened here. Now, not only is the orders themselves void because they were filed at the same time. That's just one jurisdictional defect right there alone. Get your baby back and the case thrown out. Not only was the order filed without first being signed, but also no hearing whatsoever was held. So when you read this order granting the CPS as temporary conservator managing juror, whatever it's called, and giving our child and just giving their CPS everything they wanted, claiming that the petition had been presented by Paul Gonzalez to the judge or to the court, and the court, having considered the evidence and the petition and the affidavit, found that my child was in danger and that if he were to be returned, he would remain in danger, and therefore he is placed in the custody of the state of Texas Texas Department of Family Protection Service, CPS, and we got to do this and we got to do that, and then this and that. All this evil. I see now, Mr. Turner, they committing crime. These people losing their babies. They're not holding these initial hearings. In actuality, on paper they are, because they know these poor people that are losing their children don't know the law, and that the criminal lawyers that gang up in Judge Phillips' courtroom, and I guess the other courtrooms that deal with these types of cases, these people, they don't have you, your cousin, sir, and your mother, and anyone else you know, and we're not calling these lawyers' phones, asking them, paying them to represent us in these cases, because you don't commit child abuse, do you? Your mother don't do it. Your dad doesn't do it. None of the people that work for the FBI under your control do it. Only people that commit child abuse are poor people, and the vast majority of them are black and poor whites and poor Hispanic people. Middle class people, so they're making this into a business. Now, keeping this on point again, though, my mother was in court. Judge Phillips never held that hearing. That is what we call fraud upon the court. Read the definition. The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals opinions will tell you what constitutes fraud upon the court. One of the components for committing fraud upon the court is where a judge claims that he or she has performed a judicial function when in fact has not done so. Your FBI agent on that day that I told you stated that we can obtain the audio surveillance recordings. You say your mother was out there and so my mother and Paul Gonzalez sat side by side waiting on Judge Phillips to conduct the initial hearing. I now surmise that Rachel Johnson approached him to coach him how to answer her question. She asks a million leading questions. A million. Now, that's not material, so you can't prosecute me for making a false allegation because it's not a material, a million. But she does ask leading questions. Now, I guess that he told, no, I'm not finna go in here and lie. I talked to Mr. This is me putting word how he must have reacted to her. That's not what happened. Yes, I'm doing my job. But that doesn't mean that I'm finna come in here and tell the truth. I'm not finna come in here and lie for you. You're offending me. You're not? Hell no, I'm not finna lie. Mr. Whitfield has no mental issues. He told me how all this come about. He denied all these allegations made. He showed me a cell phone. He videotaped or recorded what actually happened. I saw that. I went back and forth with my supervisor last night, and she instructed me, pressured me, coerced me to take that man's child. So I'm finna go in here and tell the judge. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll be right back. Then I guess she went in there and told the court coordinator, I don't know how they do their evil business in there, but my mother told me that that Paul Gonzalez and she had been told that the hearing is no longer going to be held. It's not going to be held no more now. Instead, it's going to be rescheduled for May 18, 2017. Meanwhile, before this, I guess, occurred, now notice I can only tell you I got to draw inferences because I'm not there yet. But I have to listen to what my mother's telling me because she has firsthand, and she has signed an affidavit on the perjury to this effect as well. So the FBI has a basis to prosecute because we have an affidavit. That's the way the Harris County Attorney's Office do. But on they worse, they just put any name, an assistant Harris County District Attorney's name, or claim there's a police officer name who has no personal knowledge of anything, and then they affidavit, and then you are charged. That's how they get down. That's not what my mother actually has personal knowledge. She was there. That's where I had to get my information from her from the time they called me. Tanya Johnson called my phone. That's why I've been waiting, trying to get you all so I can give you my phone so we can, you can hear the conversations. Tanya Johnson called my phone, told me, look, it's going to be held. The case has been filed in the 314 District Court. You can come on to the hearing. It only takes me 10 minutes to get there. I live in Southeast Houston. Right, I back up at the Astrodome. I live right in the middle of the Astrodome if you get a ruler, whatever you use, a yardstick. That's why I'm like that. So my street The street on which I live, I won't say, but it goes right into the Astrodome, the back of the Astrodome. So it only takes me driving 65 miles an hour. I'm probably gonna do 70, maybe 80 to get there. So I'm there, and as soon as I get in the parking lot, I see my mother heading to her car. Just like that, I'm like, what? She tells me they reschedule it. So I rush onto the courthouse. Then the videos show the rest from now. I go in the courtroom, you'll see that the courtroom was completely empty. Judge Phillips never conducted a hearing. Because he never conducted a hearing, my child is unlawfully in the custody of CPS today. Judge Phillips knows how the court has lost jurisdiction. Because that hearing has to be, and even before the court had lost jurisdiction, the law is such that if that hearing be not held, look at Texas Family Code section 262.106, explicitly tells the people of the world that if that hearing be not held within 3 business days from the time that my child has been removed, but he was kidnapped, the child shall be returned to the person having a right to get the child. And I've been trying to tell this judge, hey man, I'm not stupid. Because I know the law, this judge, look man, I'm not finna play with them, and you, sir, Mr. Turner, my wife, we're not finna play. See, they not finna have us list, because I know where I need your help. In prison, they will kill my ass in there. I will be killed. I would have to be in close custody. Not close custody. Administrative segregation. I have been in a cell with Hispanic people. Now I'm getting excited. With shanks in their mattress. These prison guards and patrol said that I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm just telling you what I'm a personal witness to, that this guy is a rapist. And so the Hispanic or Mexican, whichever, depending on where they come from, if you're born here, you're Hispanic. If you come from Mexico, then you're a Mexican. If you come from Africa, you're an African. If you come from China, you're a Chinaman. If you come from Russia, you're a Russian. So it's not where you come from. Now, what I'm getting at, I've been and said they got these knives in their mattress, so they go out in the day room to kill this man because they've been told that he's a child molester. Now, these people got jackets on our back saying that I'm a child abuser. The Judge Phillips did not let me come into court and tell these people lying. He never let me tell my story. That's why I'm fucking upset. He wouldn't let me speak. He would not do you understand how angry I am? Would you not be angry? Somebody accuse you of murder. Somebody accuse you of rape. Somebody accuse you of an evil crime as heinous crime as that, assaulting a baby, and the judge won't let you fucking speak and tell you, man, they fucking lying. He would not let my wife tell the story. Only side has been told is fucking CPS. I want the fucking word. So you think we're not finna, and I'll be ready to fight the fucking FBI? I'll be ready to fight any constable, and they come fucking with me once I start this food and water strike. I'm not trying to hit. That's why I've been trying to goddamn prevent getting there, because I know you motherfuckers will kill me. That's why I'm doing what the fuck. That's why I'm so fucking angry. I ain't got a goddamn chance to defend myself because this goddamn evil ass judge wouldn't let me speak. He never held the motherfucking hearing when I already know I automatically get my baby back. When I got a motherfucking CPS man wanting to come to court and tell that this was bullshit. When they know goddamn well Memorial Herman Hospital got motherfucking surveillance videos to show these son of bitches lying on us. And we can't goddamn, this motherfucker gave her a bitch ass attorney named Bonnie Finch that won't even say shit. This instead the bitch attacks me. Look man, I'm not finna play with no motherfucker about my motherfucking baby. What motherfucker goes to jail? Look man, if I'm on parole, and if I catch be arrested and indicted and convicted, or if my parole is revoked, all this motherfucking time I've been out here on the street is lost. Do you understand the motherfucking risk here? And yet I'm still going to tell these bitch, you finna take me to jail. That would tell any motherfucker Now, all you people got a problem with me using profanity. Let me tell you something. You don't know the way God works. I do. Now, I ain't gonna say, I'm gonna make a separate video to show you who I really am. Prison made me like this. I shouldn't have never been there. Now, let me stay on point. I never got to be heard. He got a jacket on my back. I can fucking be killed on the street out here or in now. I am on target. I got to clear my motherfucking name. The fact that a motherfucking state of Texas is now live, fuck that. You got my man, you got my baby, and you are making me, when I see what a motherfucker pulling shanks out there and a motherfucker don't know is coming, and I can't warn him or I'll be a snitch and they'll come kill me. You see the fucking predicament we in? It would be different if we got to speak. We needed an attorney to come in that don't work for no fucking Judge Phillips. An attorney from New York. See, look, people, an attorney from another state or even another city that don't have to, yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, Judge Phillips, he can be aggressive. He's not concerned about Judge Phillips been offending him. He can create a record to preserve our errors. He can make, see, there are some attorneys, the way I play, I'm finna bring a wheelbarrow full of motions. And we're gonna go through one by one. When they goddamn want to give me a ticket or whatever the fuck they want to do, they know it's finna be, oh no, that's okay, then fuck that. You see how that work? But you all, on the other hand, y'all just pay that shit. So they bank on y'all. If Judge Oswald, she's the administrative judge in Houston, if I'm wrong, I'll pay my ticket. Just like I got a ticket at the zoo. I was, I have a problem with the white line. I can barely see it. But when the person, the adjudicated officer, now he put that sucker on the screen, and I saw, well, yeah, okay. So at first I said, no, I'm not. And then I went to Judge Oswald's office because I calls her, she calls me, and I'm looking at it in my mind. I can see it in my mind. I said, Wayne, you were, illegally parked, so pay your ticket. And I said, that's okay. I don't need to see Judge Oswald. I don't need no jury trial. I'm guilty. Again, what do I pay? But if I ain't wrong, man, it's finna be a motherfucking problem. I'm give a goddamn if I'm going to death row. Bitch, kill me then. Put my bitch ass to death. Cause I don't give a, that's how prison made me. I didn't used to be this way until I went there. I had to fucking survive. You have to come in, you have to goddamn let a motherfucker know who you are, what you stand for. You ain't for that bullshit, or you gonna get taken advantage of. You gonna lose your manhood. It ain't gonna go right. It's not gonna go right for you. So if anybody don't like the way I am, I'm not finna tell you I'm sorry for that. I'll just say that, well, that's unfortunate. I can understand how you feel. If were I in your shoes, sometime I might not. If I was an objective person from another point of view, I'm sure I'd feel just like you do about me. But I'm telling you, the state of Texas, evil ass government people we put in that we hire, they hire evil people. Now, Mr. Attorney, that's my purpose for this video, is to let you know we coming. I'm not to come up dead. I'm not to be arrested. I'm not finna play with nobody about my motherfucking baby, man. I'm telling the world, we got the I got audio, and I got the what they call court reporter typing down what happened. Now put the shit on CNN News, the people that love, what's her name, Hillary Clinton and the Democrats. And even the Democrats will tell you, well, yeah, we went too far there. Now even we can't goddamn, you got to have some kind of moral, some goddamn where, Judge, you just went too far. We can't protect you. You should have not gone that far. So we're going to have to just turn around, put your hands behind your back. Maybe we can give you some, probation or something, but turn around, put your motherfucking hand behind your back, man. It is a crime I will get the case law to you. It is a crime just to make false statement against a prisoner, Texas inmate, in a disciplinary proceeding. In other words, you cannot write a false disciplinary report on a prisoner, inmate. That is a crime. You cannot make false, people acting under color of law cannot make false statements. This person at the hospital made false allegations. If she act under color of law, and she does, a private person can act under color law. She is employed by a corporation. The corporation is registered with the Secretary of the State of Texas, doing business as Memorial Hermann Hospital in the Texas Medical Center. Therefore, she is acting under color of the laws of the state of Texas. Acting under color. That's why they were able to stop my wife from leaving that hospital involuntarily, because they were acting under color law. You see how they work? Now, all we have to do, so when I'm telling the FBI, because I don't know why every time I go there and I be getting these, what they call Obama holdovers, these Democrats that don't know. They have not read the Communist Constitution. They don't know what to look for. They think just because Obama was black, many of you are, and I hope you're not one of them, Mr. Turner, supported Obama just because he's black. Why would I do that? Just because a person is black. It is good that we can have a black president if this black president is for black people. It's one thing to talk a good game. It's another thing to walk that game. I wrote Obama. Obama didn't write me. I wrote Clinton. I got letters in 1994 from the White House, purportedly from President Clinton. I sent one of them to my Aunt Gussie, who is now deceased, and I sent one to the First Court of Appeals in Texas in this criminal appeal that I was the plaintiff, appellant. And today it's not in the record, so I guess whoever got that kept that and probably was able to sell it. But anyway, I place you on notice. I'm not going to go for no stand down. This man has committed a crime. They have committed a crime. God has got you in a position of authority. I don't give a goddamn what the Justice Department is telling you, what the United States Attorney's Office is telling you. You don't have to leak nothing. You are sworn to uphold the laws of the United States. If that requires them retaliating against you, firing you, then so be it. You do what's right. You do. You don't protect no evil ass judge like that. My friend Everett Simpson was a bailiff. He works for the Harris County Sheriff's Department, and in the capacity of the Harris County Sheriff's Department, he is a Harris County Deputy Sheriff. He was once assigned to Judge Phillips' courtroom, and since I've been out of prison, I got back in touch with him. I haven't been out for 6-7 years. Finally got back in touch with him last year, and I had told him about what I was going through, and man, did I find out, man, I used to be a bailiff for that judge. That judge is evil. I got my sergeant, man, made my sergeant get me up out of there. The judge is committing crimes on a daily basis. And I told my sergeant, man, you're wrong for assigning the 2 current bailiffs in that man's courtroom today. That's what he told me. I say everything I tell you under perjury. Under perjury. Under perjury. So if y'all want to get rid of me, show them lying. If anything, then you can get me in the federal prison and get rid of me if I'm a problem for speaking the truth. That's how that works. Now, once I tell you this man committed crime, and now he's committed more crime, this is how the law works. The Civil Rights Act purports to give, I guess, disenfranchised or underprivileged people civil rights. But as Malcolm X put it, had true human rights, there would be no need for civil rights. I'm here to tell you, I claim my God-given birthrights. I'm aware of the birth certificate and the social security, but I don't go into that. I use it when necessary. I'm here to tell you that my rights come from God. I'm a sovereign. I'm not a person. I'm not a corporation. I'm an individual. I'm an inhabitant of the land. I know what you can do and what you can't do. And if I don't, I will find out. Now in prison, I didn't have a wife and people steady calling my phone to come cut this yard and to do that, and people distracting me, and I was great because I wasn't being distracted. Out here, I got a lot of things. I got to keep rent going. I got to keep bills paid, and it slows me down. I'm not going to keep letting Judge Phillips in the United States slow me down. So, again, sir, come July 16, not Elvis Presley, whose wife was born on May 24, like me. I guess that's why I loved Elvis so much. You know, he just happened to marry. But anyway, let me stay on point. Come July 16, 2018, sir, my wife and I will come. We're protecting our own lives. We're moving to get our baby. We want to clear our name. Now, everybody has a right to come to court and let the Harris County attorney say, I want to get him, even if he hadn't gone, get him for filing frivolous pleadings in violation of Texas Rule Civil Procedure Rule number 10. Get sanctions against them because they knew the petition was boilerplate to begin with. It was not sworn to, and the affidavit of removal, there's no subject matter jurisdiction here. It was not established. I plead a jurisdiction, which I'm going to come in on the theory of jurisdiction of the facts. There's a video, the hospital created video. Now, world, today I called Harris County Sheriff's Office, Internal Affairs Division. Deputy Hernandez has informed me that while I told you all where I was strangled by Harris County deputy, he's told me that has been forwarded to the Harris County District Attorney's Office for action, as well as to the Harris County Sheriff's Office for action. So therefore, I guess the officer now has been taken out of service. I guess, I don't know if, I don't study internal affairs policies, how they go about it, but it has been transferred, forwarded to the Harris County District Attorney's Office. And when it goes there, then they don't need me to swear out an affidavit, but I'm the victim. So I'm supposed to swear out an affidavit. They be filing criminal charges in somebody else's name. But in this case, now an investigator who has personal knowledge, which is the video, can swear out an affidavit because he's seeing it right there in the video. But otherwise, only a victim can swear out an affidavit who has personal knowledge. So if you was not raped, you got no business swearing out no affidavit because you have no personal knowledge of it, unless you do, in fact, have personal knowledge. So that was good news to hear, because now I can move forward with getting my civil rights attorneys, because this is a matter that I do not myself want to prosecute, although I can. Let me give you how I roll it quickly in court. Now, I once brought a 1983 under Title 42 United States Code civil rights action against prison officials where they unlawfully beat me, assaulted me. I understand what we call a minor use of force, which is authorized by law, a major use of force, which is authorized by law, and an excessive force, which is not authorized by law, and an assault, which is also not authorized by law. A major use of force sometimes can go into an excessive use of force, whereas the initial force was authorized, but you exceeded the force necessary to gain compliance of the situation or of the orders. In this case, I explained that I was already in handcuffs and in leg iron, exercising my God-given right to not eat and drink water, thereby petitioning the federal government for a redress of my grievances, because I'd already put the world on notice that if the parole authorities arrested me, I would not eat. And sure enough, that's what I did. I went 10 days, no food, no water, and by then they transported me to Harris County Sheriff's Department. HPD violated the law by not putting medical and the Harris County Sheriff's Office, an agency, law enforcement agency, stop, Sam, on official notice that he's not eating. He's on a food and water protest. So I had to put the Sheriff's Office on notice because they claimed no knowledge that I was not eating. So I put them on official notice that I wasn't eating. And after 10 days, on the 10th day, February 17th of this year, Sam, where's the belt? Where's the belt? Thank you. Now, on February 17th, Sam, where's the belt? Go get the belt. On February 17, 2018, I was transported from the Harris County Sheriff's Department by Harris County Sheriff's deputies in a private ambulance to the Memorial Hermann Hospital in the Texas Medical Center. And upon entering the back of the hospital from the dock, a staff member, nurse, stated he wanted to take my blood pressure. I refused that. Why? Because I'm protesting. I don't want you knowing nothing about my vital signs, my life, vital signs, none of that. Because I'm not playing with you. If I die, then I just die. Shit. I told you I don't play. I told them I don't, because see, in prison, okay, God God knows. When I tell you something, bitch, see, that's why they would ask me, Whitfield, is this the real food strike? Yeah, this is the real food strike. Then they get on their radio, shut the gate, shut down the unit. Call for cameras, turn around, put your hand behind your back. You're not finna die, mind you, because they know I'm not finna play with them. So they send me over to the crazy house, and because God knows more than me and has a bigger picture and tasks for me, things have happened that the food strikes were given up. But every time I have self-imposed a food and water strike, see, if God would get out the way, I could show, I'm not, man, look, let me down, you son of a bitches. That's the way I'm looking at it. Let me down, you motherfucker, so you quit fucking with people. People ain't got time for all this bullshit we go through. People want to enjoy life, not be going working all the time trying to make ends meet. Now, staying back on point, so I've discussed about my coming and my wife for our food and water strike. I've announced, mentioned the fact that the strangulation has been, I was told, has been presented to the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Sam, go get the belt. Go get the belt. I've explained that, and what I was told by Deputy Hernandez, I've been calling civil rights, which y'all call civil rights police misconduct attorneys, so that we can get a complaint filed and move for summary judgment and get a judgment and then get that judgment executed. Just that simple. And play that video all over the world. And get the attorneys to get the video and play it all over the world. Since they don't want to give it to me, so I can get it on YouTube, so y'all can see how evil people are. So have I touched upon everything I set out to do? I've stated that I will be video recording me putting this in the mail. Mr. Mark Weber, y'all seen him in one of my FBI videos come out, and he's always comes out and check on me. He told me he was a special agent in charge. I thought he was lying to me because I had went on Google and saw someone else, but he just he's an assistant special agent in charge. So we have one, Edward Mickle, Duran F. O. Gleetree, if I'm pronouncing that right, Mark N. Webster, Darrell Wagner, Douglas Williams. Let me start studying phonetics again so I can master pronouncing these words correctly. Because I don't want to mispronounce words and have people think something wrong with me. It's not. I had a lot of time to study how to pronounce all words, science to it, phonics. So I will call you, sir. Where's the bell? Sam, you've been misbehaving. Please stop doing that. Now, I guess I've stated everything. Yes, I guess I've stated everything. I can't, and it's like a toothache for me to not understand why would they want. I mean, and then I'm told that and Mr. Turner, I showed a special agent, duty agent today, a document, and I told him that it came through the United States mail. It's a fraudulent document purporting to come from the Harris County Criminal Court at Law Number 12 to deceive and injure me. It's not. There's no record of it in fact, but they used the United States mail to convey it to me. Deposited with the and the agent told me that the United States attorney is not going to prosecute that crime, thereby telling me that our federal government picks and chooses which criminal laws it's going to enforce. You can't do that because you're telling people that commit other people that commit federal crime. If they knew like I knew, you motherfuckers wouldn't prosecute me. If you're not prosecuting every crime that's being committed, that's enacted by every bill that has been signed into law in the United States Code, section Title 18, where our criminal body of laws are. You know, in other words, I'm a bank robber. Let me find out that you are selectively prosecuting, investigating, and prosecuting crime. You're not finna prosecute me for nothing. You know why? Because I'm finna invoke the Fifth Amendment protection, due process, equal protection of the law. If you're not gonna prosecute him for his commission of a crime in violation of the same title for committing a crime just like I did, you motherfuckers ain't finna prosecute me as well. Anybody don't do that, something wrong with you. But yes, he told me that now, is that true, Mr. Turner? Are you telling me Washington D.C. has a policy that they gonna select which laws, even though they've taken an oath? I'm not. I don't. It don't put nothing past me. T. Saying, would you please stop? Please stop. Okay? Behave. Quit being bad. Please stop being bad. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to your room. Go to bed. Behave, Sam. What is that? Title 28. I know it's probably in, I think, 500 somewhere in there. Administrative, judiciary, judicial, administrative procedure. I'll think on it. I'll have to think. I do know that the United States Attorney General, and the FBI Director, and all law enforcement agents and agencies, CIA, everybody has to take an oath of office. And the oath what is the oath of office? Let me try this. What is the oath of office. For federal Sam, you got me upset with you. Sam, you usually behave. Law and I've taught you to behave to mine. Nunu always minds me. You're not getting any treats or nothing until you behave. An individual except the president elected or appointed to an office of honor or profit in the civil service or uniform service shall take the following oath. But okay, oath of office, oath of okay, here we go. But I thank you because I looking for this, the oath of office, the presidential oath of office. But this is pretty much what I'm looking for right here. Thank you. That's the way God works now. But before we continue, early in the morning, well, I don't want to go through all that. Okay, let's go here. I, Name, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies. So it's modified by enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I am about to enter. So help me God. Let's look at this again. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear faith and allegiance to the same. That I say, okay, I will well and faithfully, it reads, I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter. So the first portion of the sentence, and you always want to read a sentence in the reverse order. So you will start from the clause beginning with and, which is a part of speech, conjunction. This, that is rich in a clause. Always use that when you're constructing your sentence using syntax parlance. I write so fast and I don't always get it right, and I don't always use time to take time to revise and edit, and so a lot of time my work is not the way it's supposed to be. So here, I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter, future tense, period. So help me God. Okay, so I do solemnly swear. So this sentence is not in the best sentence structure grammatically that it should be, but it is clear. It should be restructured. This is not because this is not good English grammar. This is the part that I'm looking, but this is the key portion of the sentence. I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office, which is of the FBI, on which I'm about to enter. Now, are there any footnotes? Where we want to know what are the duties of. I'll read this later. Okay, here we go. No. This oath taken by most federal employees can be found entitled that. I hope it is given meaning of the oath. For people, the thing that's being here is this. If these agencies and agents take this oath to defend, to discharge the duties of the office, and they don't do that, then they commit a crime. That is a crime. That is a crime. So if the United States Attorney General and anyone else that's charged, whatever the agency is, but they don't have discretion in supporting and defending the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. They don't have discretion in whether or not they will faithfully discharge the duties of the office on which they are about to enter. Once they take that oath, they are bound by that oath. And the only way to become free of that oath is to resign or have their employment terminated. I don't know what the fuck and how in the fuck they've been getting away, so I'm going to need help. So God, they're going to need a sign to let them know I'm not, that I am your prophet. I am your last prophet, and that I am not, God knows I'm not willing to lose any more time in life every day, when I have other things in life to do. So if it means people need to start coming up dying, then so be it, God. So them to know that you're not finna keep delaying my work for God. So God, if you have to take Judge Phillips out this world, I said, God, so he can be out the way. Then let that be. Whoever's in my way, let that person be removed immediately. Ain't nobody got time for all this. Martin Luther King had work to do. Farrakhan has work to do. Malcolm X had work to do. There are people doing work for God. Satan, get out the way. You have ruled long enough. Satan, you have ruled long enough. We the people are tired. We're tired of this evil form of government that we have. People from other countries, now I'm sure in the past people from other countries believe that this was a great country. What you all do to us is evil. Why we allow that? I don't allow it. Why we sit back and wait on somebody else, and every time people try to change things, they come up murdered. So I don't come up murdered. This is the way God worked, y'all. So pay attention. How people come up dead, but at God's hand. So you can't say that person was not murdered. God will cause Judge Phillips to die and get him out of my way. If the FBI, since the FBI act like they scared of him, or anybody else who's in my way, because God knows I'm fed up, I'm tired. So whoever's in my way, they just die. They just naturally die. Or God to get there, or they'll have a car accident, something that they can't say I had something to do with it. I'm not wishing death upon nobody. I don't want to see people in that way. But on the other hand, I wouldn't give a damn if it's my mama or if it's me. If I get in the way of God, then my bitch ass need to die. Does that make sense? Judge Phillips, you are in my way. I'm now letting God know I want you out my way. I want my child back. So if that means God needs to take life from you, Judge Phillips, then that's finna happen. That's finna happen, Judge Phillips. You fucking with the wrong one, Judge Phillips. Okay, I end this video.